Good morning, everybody. This is John Marling, president of Pulse Research. On behalf of the Pulse team, I want to wish you a happy new year and thank you very much for your support and the opportunity to share with you today some great new sales tools and resources for you guys from Pulse Research. So let's begin. Today we're going to cover these specific new opportunity resource areas for you. Number one, your fresh new shopping research. Then we're going to show you the new Pulse sales tools, which is a new, simple, easy tool for each step of getting a new advertiser. And then obviously, because training is so important, and you've got a constant stream of new folks. We've got a basic training program to show you this morning. And then in chatting with Chris McDonald, he shared with me that you're targeting 8 specific business categories: real estate, automotive, health, etc. We'll go over some specific recommendations and ideas there. And then we'll wrap up with the managers here with some best practice sales plan suggestions from Pulse Research for 2019. Want to start with and just reinforce what is absolutely most important. And frankly, many times your ad reps forget this. It's about the local business and what they expect and want from you. And it's really pretty simple. What they look for you and what they need is what's in it for them. Specifically, how can you, Metroland, help and assist them in 29 getting those additional customers and that additional revenue that we want? Too many times when I'm out on four-legged sales calls, quite frankly, the ad reps talk about themselves, i.e., the media, the newspaper they're representing. And frankly, the businesses glaze over. They want to know what's in it for them. So the good news is that Pulse asked the same questions the businesses would ask if they had the opportunity to do their own survey of their audience. So I'm very excited to share with you this morning the results from the just completed Pulse of Metroland new shopping research survey. And just as a little refresher here, this is a survey of your readers and website visitors. That's what makes it so effective and so special. It's not a market survey. It's a survey of your audience and their intended purchasing and shopping plans. How did they get participate in the survey? Very simple. You invited them with ads in the paper, links on your website to take the survey online. And once again, we focused on the specific business categories and the products and services that your target advertisers would ask if they had the opportunity, once again, to do a survey of your audience. So over 500 business categories, literally everything you can think of. And by the way, Chris McDonald and the team did a super job taking the existing survey that had been in place since 2016 and updating and adding specific additional areas to the survey. We got over 3,600 sample, and that is a incredibly solid projectable statistical basis. When you put it in perspective, when they do public opinion polling across Canada, they use a sample of roughly 1,200 to 1,800 for all of Canada. You've got 3,600 just of the Metroland audience. Now, the survey results are broken up into the 10 specific sales zones teams that you have. So the good news is that each of your 10 zones have information specifically about and for the shopping patterns, the businesses that they're going to shop, the products and services they're going to buy within that geographic area. Nobody else has that. Nobody. And this is exactly what the businesses want. So we've got it for just a few of the areas: Halton, Hamilton, Niagara, and Brantford. Forgot the D. They're Peel, Kitchener, Waterloo, Beale, etc. And so the information is updated. It's current. It's live right now in your Pulse programs and ready to use. Couple quick things about some of the new areas that we've added since the last survey. We've added additional competitive media for you so that you're able to show if somebody says, well, we're advertising on the local radio or on television, the opportunity they're missing by not also advertising with you. We've also changed some of the questions to make them more impactful and motivating for the business. Originally we asked you plan to use a dentist, somebody in your household, and yeah, get a huge 69, 70%. So we decided to make it more meaningful and ask, do you or your household plan to change or get a new provider like dentist? And wow, that's very, very motivating. We also asked which businesses they search. And so before we had just automotive, you search, for automotive in the last 30 days, go online. Now we ask about searching for each specific automotive category, such as new car dealership, used car dealership, auto detailing, etc. So much more specific and usable. Another big category in your big eight is government and municipal services. We've added questions there. Cannabis purchasing, those questions have been added. And so your team's got the ability now to share with a cannabis provider the opportunity that you can deliver for their business. Hey, one of the big categories that was missing in 2016 is pizza restaurants. And so we added a whole bunch of questions about pizza. And so your team members have that available. And another big area that we added and enhanced for you is employment plans. Why? Because you, the local publications, can deliver a huge pool of qualified potential applicants for your local businesses. So I think you'll agree with me, significant opportunity in additional sales opportunity. So quickly just going over, some of the opportunities here, and I need to move my screen down here, excuse me. Look at that. 58% of your audience, and I'm using the group data here, the 3,600, but it's individual, by the way, again, for each of your 10 zones. 58% of your audience in the last 30 days have not made a purchase from a radio ad. 57% have not made a purchase from an ad they saw on television. So you can deliver an audience that they are missing if they're not also advertising with you. Look at dentists there. 40% of your audience plan to get a new or change dentist in the next year. 31% plan to get a new family practitioner, and a huge 18% plan to get a new lawyer for wills and trusts. So this is information, it's in your program right now that the businesses love because it gives them that insight, that crystal ball in where they can get more customers. Continuing here, I mentioned a moment ago, one of the areas we added to the research was going deeper into which category businesses have you searched. This is the not search. So pizza, 78% of your audience have not searched for a pizza restaurant in the last 30 days. What does that mean? When a rad reps goes in, they say, "Well, I'm not going to use you. I've got my search optimization." You can show them the significant 78% of your audience that has not done a search for a pizza restaurant in the last 30 days. Government services. Look at this, 64% of your audience would want a public notice published on a local newspaper. Only 8% would want that information published on a government website. In addition to that, in terms of government services opportunities for you, 29% say they use city or municipal services. Talking about cannabis, we've got specific information for you to share with those businesses and quantify the opportunity you can deliver for them. It's in your program right now. And pizza, wow, pizza is a huge category. 44% dined at a pizza restaurant in the last 30 days. That's almost half of your audience. But look at pizza delivery, next 30 days, 29%. Carry out pizza, 54%. There's a significant number of pizza restaurants in your individual sales territory. Big opportunity for you. New information in your Pulse program for 2019. Employment, 22%. 22% of your audience are considering changing or getting a new job. That's a huge opportunity for those many, many, many local businesses who are desperately looking for qualified applicants. And many times they forget about you, the local newspaper, as a tremendous resource of qualified applicants. Quick update on the demos. Very, very desirable audience that you can deliver. 78% single family residents, 79% own their own home, 28% household income over 100,000, and extremely well educated. 64% have a college degree or post-college education degree. Now let's talk a little bit about the new Pulse sales tools. Pulse, over the last couple of months, has made a major shift to provide each of your ad reps with a very simple tool for each step of getting a new advertiser. Let me just quickly go over the basic sales steps that we're all familiar with. Step one is obviously prospecting, identifying those business categories that represent the best opportunity for advertising in community papers like yours. Step two, after you've identified who, is the engagement, either getting the appointment by phone or cold calling, dropping in on that business, starting the conversation, right? The third step is finding a solution for that business needs analysis, sharing with them the information from your Metroland survey for their particular business about a particular niche that they could absolutely get more business. Then the next step, making the presentation, presenting a consistent 52-week blended print and digital program. Obviously, in the real world, there's objections. Showing your team members how to overcome objections like they hear all the time. Print is dead. I don't have a budget, didn't get results, etc. And the last step in the sales process is closing. And I think you're going to be very excited about a new tool that Pulse has developed for you to involve the business so that they take away the fear and the financial risk, and it becomes a no-brainer to say yes to a consistent campaign. Now let's go over quickly each of the sales steps with an example for you of each of the new sales tools for your team that's live, ready to go right now. And then after we go over this quick summary, then we'll go live onto a Metroland site and show you each one of the tools. So let's begin with prospecting. We have two prospecting tools for you. One is a brand new geo-prospecting tool so that one of your team members can zero right in on their sales territory with a map and identify businesses they might have overlooked by just driving around. We've also extended the best opportunity prospects in the Pulse program based upon the actual results across North America from all of our clients. Those business categories have the highest close ratio, highest average sale, and the most sold. Here's a quick example, and we'll go live in just a second, of the geo-prospecting tool. It's really cool. Ad reps love it because they can use it right on their phone, zero right into their sales territory, identify a business, and I'll show you with 2 clicks, they can create an engagement conversation starter with and for that business. As a reminder, the Pulse Hot Prospects is only a click away. Over 500 business categories that have the actual close ratio, average sale, and sold rate. A tremendous resource to identify opportunities, new leads, prospects. So once the ad rep has identified a prospect, obviously the next step is engagement. Well, one of the most common ways of getting that conversation started, that engagement with the business, picking up the phone. and calling the business. We got some good news. We've got the words to say, a pulse teaser to grab their attention over the phone. So if they say, yeah, how soon can you come over? In addition to that, to start the conversation, the pulse teaser can be printed as a wrap, as you see in this example here, to go around that information piece that you have on a special section or a niche publication. And look at that, it just pops out, doesn't it? Over almost 6,000 households plan to change or get a new insurance agency. That grabs their attention. They want to know more. And so we're immediately, what's in it for the business? A very simple tool. The Pulse Teaser, print, wrap around a flyer to get that business's attention, get the conversation started. Show you how to create it in just a quick second. The next conversation starter we've got is for cold calling. And this is the Pulse Flyer. We've updated it and it has been proven to be very, very effective. Why? Because as you can see in this example here, the words, the headline, very conversational, to help you find solutions to get new customers. And isn't that what the businesses want? Solutions? We ask the questions you would ask. You plan to shop at a jewelry store. Oh my gosh, look at that. Over 5,400. Let's find a solution. Help them identify with the information about and for their business. This is fresh, new information. You've got thousands and thousands of businesses who are very, very eager and want this information. And by the way, every single time in over 2,000 four-legged sales calls, the business has said, thank you so much for caring about me and sharing this information. Okay, so we got the conversation started. Find a solution, step 3. And as you saw on the flyer a second ago, it's got the information on products and services for their business. Help them identify where they can get more. So in this example here, where can you get more, business person? I say, oh my gosh, look at that, engagement rings. I haven't really done well on engagement rings. There's almost 650 opportunities. Wedding rings, over 1,000. Gets them excited, helps them identify, like with a crystal ball, where they can get additional customers. That's a solution. That's a real needs analysis, but it helps your ad rep where to advertise. Then the presentation, the new one page, totally redesigned. I think you'll agree. And here's an example of it right here. Like with a flyer, very simple, focusing on the big number opportunity. Remember the old one page had a percentage. Now it's got what's in it for them. In this example, over 12,500 households for a tire store. Let's find a solution together. And here's the very, very, very effective part. Showing them how few customers they need to pay for a consistent campaign with Metroland. Takes away their fear, makes it easy for them to say yes, because they're absolutely confident and comfortable they're going to make money. And speaking of making money, we redesigned the ROI, showing them how few customers they need to get an exceptionally positive return on their investment. Much more and a much greater return, frankly, than the local bank. And then showing the business what they're missing if they're not also advertising to you. The internet, the world today, the media landscape is phenomenally fragmented. Nobody reaches everybody. Show them what they're missing, fear of missing out, by not also advertising with you. Let's continue here. Step 5 is overcoming objections. As I mentioned just a moment ago, showing them what they're missing. Now we have in your program, radio stations, big competitor. Now you can show them what they're missing if they just advertise on the radio station, but not also with you. And as I mentioned a moment ago in the additional research, we've added for you specific business categories by search. So you're able to show them what they're missing. And then step 6, the closing. We put together a very simple but effective little worksheet that your team members can use on the phone, involve the business, with their participation, they figure out how few customers they need to pay for the campaign. And I've had them say, as I've gone out and used this, well, that's a no-brainer. Let's get going. Why? Because it takes away the fear. It gets them involved. We'll show you how to use that in just a second here. Okay, so that's an overview. You've got brand new data with additional areas of information, such as bought plan or change a new provider. We've got a sales tool for each step of getting a new advertiser. Now let's go live and show you how the program comes together. Here's the new front page. And by the way, it's live right now on each of when your team members log in. And by the way, because they've used the program previously, they need to click on the refresh here. So they refresh their browser. That'll bring up the new home page for the Pulse sales tools. And look at this. Each one of the sales tools, prospecting, engagement, starting the conversation, needs analysis, the presentation, overcoming objection, and closing is right there at their fingertips, not only on the desktop, but also on their phone or the tablet. And we'll get to this in just a second. Training, as I mentioned a moment ago, really, really important. Right here is a link to a 1-minute video on each of the sales tools. But let's start up with and do a little flow through the sales steps. Let's first go to, right from the home screen, the geo prospecting tool. So we click here and up will come a map, and then the ad rep can put in their business location, and let's put in here Hamilton. And it'll zero in on Hamilton. They can use postal code. They can even put in the name of a shopping center. And then all they do is they just zero in here, as you see me doing, and look at all those opportunities. And you know as well as I do that many, many times, an ad rep will forget about businesses and they just drive around, looking for opportunities, etc. And so what they can do is they can just scroll through here and pick a particular business and then click on that business and literally within 2 clicks create a presentation. So let me go down here and let's find a typical small business category here. So as I'm scrolling through here, let's pick one. What I'm looking for is like a small bank or a clothing store. But as you can see, it gives all a business. This is a Google mashup. Well, let's do Mills Hardware here. That's a good one. So we'll click here on Mills Hardware, and up will come a dialog box. And then they've got the choice of creating an account, a teaser, a flyer, or a presentation, or go right through the break-even calculator tool. So geo-prospecting, identify the business. They want to start the conversation. They click on the teaser. And we want to put in here the type of business. I can't remember what type of, well, it's hardware. That's right, Hardware. So we need to tell the program what type of business because we just clicked on the name. So hardware store. Then look at this. We can change the basis. And Chris McDonald did a heck of a job updating all the audience options here. So your team member can select a specific publication. And look at this. They want to go out with that information on that new special section you've got, or a niche publication. They just click on teaser wrap and look at that. Boom. They've got a teaser wrap to put around that information flyer. Phenomenally effective. Look at that. There are over 23,856 households that you guys reach who plan to shop at a hardware store. Would you like to know more about what they plan to buy? Interior paint, exterior paint. The business is going to say, yeah, absolutely want to know more. Why? Because it's about and for their business. So they can create a teaser wrap, click on the business, put in the type of, the business category name, then click on the teaser, then click on print teaser cover like I just did. If they want to make a phone appointment, look at this. Words to say. Of the 45,702 households we reach every week, there are over 23,800 planning to shop at a hardware store. That's what a business wants to know. What's in it for them? Would you like to know what they plan to buy? Of course they do. You get the appointment. In fact, when I was at your sister publication in Vancouver, we sat down, we used the words like this, we called a realtor, and the realtor said, stop. And the ad rep got concerned, uh-oh. And the realtor said, can you come over at 1 o'clock? And the ad rep said, yeah, of course. It was 12:30. He wanted us over right away. Why? Because he saw what's in it for them. You can also, with the teaser, cut and paste into an email. But the concept is the same. Tease them with information about and for their business that motivates them to say, yes, I want to know more. Okay? So now let's go back, if I might, here. And we'll go back to the geo-prospecting tool. Okay? And this time, let's create a one page for HSBC Bank. Okay? Or a flyer. So the teaser is designed to either use with an email, a phone conversation, words to say, or do it as a wrap and put it around that section. Now the flyer is designed to start the conversation, get past the gatekeeper. So let's type in bank here and look at this. Change or start a bank. Awesome. Perfect. One click. Look at that. You've got now a flyer to print and take out. Your ad reps can go into the mapping program, click print, click print, click print, and literally have a basket of conversation starters, engagement tools to go out in their sales territory. Once again, the flyer designed, what's in it for them to help you find solutions to get new customers. Look at this, over 15,400 opportunities plan to change to get a new bank. Can you change the basis here? Absolutely, you just click there. Coming down here, asked about the solutions that you would want to get, okay? And come down here and we put in banking or financial. So financial services. Okay, so line of credit, let's select that. Manage investments, obtain new credit card, online banking, open new checking account. You know what's really cool about this? Is on the smartphone or a tablet, your ad reps in real time can get the business's participation and they can select what's important for them. And boom, just like that. Now you, and kind of jump ahead here, if I might, to the next step is finding a solution for that business. Where can they get more? So they can obviously print the flyer here, but one of the real world things is how do you get through into the decision maker, that pesky gatekeeper, right? You know, at the legal office, the dental office, the doctor's office, what we suggest is take this printed flyer, fold it in thirds, put it in a plain envelope, not a Metroland envelope, a plain envelope, and put the decision maker's name on it, give it to the gatekeeper. The results have been beautiful. Many times the decision maker calls back and says, I want to know more. And one of the ad reps told me a few days ago, I said, you know, the worst thing that happens is you call them back and the decision maker says, you know, I got this information from you. I remembered it. There's over 15,000. I want to know more. So the flyer is designed to start the conversation out in the field on a cold call drop-in. Okay? Now, continuing here with our, we'll go here to prospects. And in this case, what we're going to do is look at the Pulse Hot prospects by category. This is a reminder. It's current, it's fresh, it's always updated. But this is a great tool and resource for your team members to identify leads prospects based upon most sold across our 600 publication network in North America. Look at that, Realtor, #1 most sold. But here's the cool thing about this. Look at some of these categories here that have most sold, like number 8, financial advisor. You've got a lot of financial advisors in your sales territories. Dentists, once again, very, very huge opportunity. Legal firms, look at that, 8, 9, and 10. Many of your ad reps forget this. And by the way, looking in these left-hand columns here, this is the number presented and this is the number of sold. No presentations have been presented or sold to financial advisors. Big opportunity. So you just click right here. The ad rep clicks here. Up comes a map and a list once again, and they can just click on create, come down here, click on flyer, and they can go out with the flyer. So in quick summary, prospecting, identifying on the geo prospecting map or on the hot pulse prospects. Then engaging, starting the conversation with the teaser, with the flyer, over the phone, or out in the field. Then the next step is obviously, with the business, finding solutions. So in the flyer, once again, you've got the ability to talk about and identifying a solution for that business. Like, look at here, over 4,000 households going to change or get new financial services. That's another category that we changed, is adding the new or change. Over 1,400 new or change. So step 3, finding a solution. The guy says, yeah, that's great. Can you come back with a proposal, a presentation? So that leads into the next step, is a presentation for that business. Making a presentation, you can obviously go to the geo prospecting tool, you can go to the hot prospects, or you can go to accounts. And they can just go right into accounts. They can click on a business name, or they can just quickly enter a new account. And let's just click here, create a presentation for, and let's do a new one here. Let's do one here for a test realtor, one of your top categories. Okay, we want to do the new one page. Okay, we obviously can pick once again the specific zones and publication options. We can put in a drop-down list for you if you want of campaign options. So let's say this is the VIP package. And let's say it's $12,000, $1,000 a month for 12 months. The realtor commission is $85.80. Got our products and services here. Then we can add competitive media. And by the way, we've updated each of the specific categories, real estate, automotive, employment sites, to show them what they're missing. So local real estate firm, local MLS, local real estate site, let's see, home away. Then click here on finish. Come down here, return on investment. We got a $12,000 campaign, $120,000 for a 10-time return. We want to show them the high ad readership. Click on save presentation. And there's our new one-page presentation. Simple, fast, and easy. I think you'll agree with me. Much more understandable, conversational. But one of the key components is showing them how few customers they need to pay for the campaign, what their upside opportunity is, and what they're missing, fear of missing out, if they're not advertising with you on a consistent basis. So let's click here on close. Let's go back up to the dashboard if we might. So dashboard, and now let me show you the closing tool, which can be used independently, by the way. They can go into a business and show that business on their phone. Say, let's work together. Let's figure out what's comfortable for you. Those are the words to say. And so let's say the campaign again is 12,000. It's 52 weeks. And we ask the business, let's say it's a furniture store, what is the value of a household? Get a new household coming in. They says about 12,500. What is your cost of goods sold? Well, 75%, okay? So you make $312.50 net per customer, yes. So that means all you need is just 4 customers. Oops, I need to put 12,000 here. Another 0. All you need is just 39 customers over 52 weeks to pay for the campaign. And that's on their input. And because they're participating, it's real, it's solid, it's confident for them. And they say yes. But then what do they say? Well, I don't know. Then ask them, what is the worst case scenario? Worst, fewest number of customers you'd get over 52 weeks. The guy says, well, I think I'd get 2 a month. Okay, 2 a month, 24, right? Well, look at that. 24 customers at their calculated $313 per customer. That's a $7,500 campaign. So when I've been out in the field, and by the way, I've closed every single time with this tool because I'm able to ask them, well, what's the worst case scenario? What's the fewest number of customers? They say 24. I put in 24, and I say to them, are you absolutely confident you get 24? Customer value 313, yep. Would you like to get started right now? $7,500 campaign. All you need is 24. Takes away the fear. It's been awesomely effective. So the new calculator is available right now for your team, and they can access it right here on the front page, or when they go to geoprospecting, it's one of the options. Okay? So now let's go to the next step, if we might, and that is we now have for you a video for each step of the sales process, the Pulse sales tools. So they click on the Connect Basic Training videos, and here for each one of the steps, prospecting, a little 50-second video on geoprospecting, the hot prospects, the engagement cold calling, the needs analysis, the presentation, overcoming objections, and closing. Short, focused video for each one of the steps of the Pulse sales tools and the steps of getting new advertisers for Metroland in 2019. Okay? So now, if I might, let's go back here and take a look at the 8 business categories that you've got identified high priority for 2019. In your ad seller program, with your fresh data, is projected audience buying power for each one of your categories. So let's use automotive, for example. So click here on automotive, and look at this. I used the Peterborough This Week audience. And by the way, I'll show you in a second how you can do and project your audience projected buying power for each one of those categories by publication. And so look at this, new vehicle dealership, just Peterborough alone, $227 million over the next 12 months. Used vehicle dealership, $117 million. Look at all the business categories that are under automotive with current, fresh shopping data from your just completed survey. Tire store, auto parts store, auto detailing. And that percentage from your just completed survey, 13.9% plan to shop at a new vehicle dealership in the next 12 months. And by the way, again, it's broken out by each of the 10 zones. Times the Canadian spending gives you the number of households, and it's simple math, $227 million. Look at in total for your automotive category, $680 million just in Peterborough. This can be done for each and every one of the 8 categories by publication. So now if I might, let's go back here and take a look at how you can get each one of the 8 high priority business advertiser categories: real estate, automotive, home, grocery, fitness, healthcare, fast food, and government. So click here to take a look. You go into your prospecting tool. Then you click on here and bring up reader buying power. So prospect, reader buying power. Okay? And it'll bring up the projection for your business categories. Now you can change here and you can do the projection for each one, excuse me, each one of your publications, or you can put in other for your group or combos of publications. So let's put in here and let's use Perth Courier, okay? So I'm using Perth Courier. I click on section and it organizes the businesses by section or category. So these are the apparel businesses. These are the arts and entertainment businesses, okay? Automotive businesses, okay? And then you need to bring this in here, if I might. See if I can make this a little smaller so you can actually see the spending. There we go, sorry. Okay, so I clicked on and sorted by automotive. It gives you each one of the automotive categories and the projected. And so here, and I forgot the name, let's go back up here at the top. So Perth Courier for new vehicle is $57 million. And all I did to put together that little worksheet that you saw a second ago, I just did a cut and paste like this and put it into an Excel document. That's all I did. So right at your fingertips, you've got the ability to identify, project your awesome reader audience buying power for your 8 categories. So here's automotive. You've got, categories such as education. You've got events coming down here, family activities, financial services, general retail. And then we come into grocery was one of your big categories. So we've got grocery, and you've got the projections here. You've got specialty foods. You've got health and medical, which is one of your big categories. So sorting here, and then just cutting and paste, you've got your health and medical. And then continuing, if I might here, your additional categories that you've targeted: real estate. You've also got, if I remember correctly, we talked about healthcare a second ago, government services, etc. So you've got pets. There we go, professional services. Here's the real estate. That's what I was looking for. So here's your real estate categories. And this is projected on the commission opportunity. And so in summary, for your each high value targeted business categories, all you have to do to get your projected audience buying power, the total spending, is go to prospects, click here on reader buying power. You can put in the publication or a group of publications, click on section, and there it is for you. Simple as that. And I think you'll agree with me, very, very powerful. Now, in wrapping up, I'd like to share with you what I would recommend. It's totally up to you on how to use these new Pulse tools. Number one, in prospecting. I was an ad director once. I was a publisher once. I would, best practices 2019 for Metroland, each ad rep, 25 prospects a week. They identify through the geo-prospecting tool, the best opportunity tool, or through the reader buying power. 25 prospects each week. From those 25 prospects, they start the conversation with 15 businesses, either with the teasers or with the cold call flyer. 15 conversations per week. Out of those 15 conversations, they do 5 presentations per week. That's extremely doable. I know darn well in each one of the ad reps territories, there's at least, frankly, more than 5 businesses who want somebody to help them identify how they can get more customers and revenue. Out of the 5 presentations per week, with this new sales tool to close, get their participation, they can close at least 1 a week. Based on those sales plan parameters, each 100 ad reps is $27 million in new business for Metroland. 27 million based upon 100 ad reps, 25 prospects a week, 15 conversations started, 5 presentations, 1 sale per week for 52 weeks is 27 million. You know, a couple of years ago when I was there, we put together a similar model to this. Didn't have the tools then, didn't have the geo prospecting, the great new one page, the cold call flyer, the break even calculator. I projected that we could do $1 million a week. 1 million. The first year, those of you who were there, we did 54 million in new business with the ad seller program. I want to thank you very much for the opportunity to support you. If you have any questions, feedback, please email me, Marling, MARLING, at paper.net. That's Marling at paper.net, or give me a call, 503-784-5772. And please, please invite your ad reps. Remind them we've got 3 ad rep webinars coming up. One at 3 o'clock Eastern today, then on Friday at 11 o'clock Eastern, and then on Monday, I believe it's 3 o'clock Eastern. You've got the schedule. Once again, on behalf of the Pulse team, not only a Happy New Year, but thank you so much for the opportunity to support you and deliver for you with the new research, the new sales tools in 2019. Thanks, and have a great revenue day.